this was the city of my dreams since I was a little boy. Why? Because I grew up watching Audrey Hepburn movies and old Hollywood movies, and in all, especially in the books also, Paris was always presented as a magnificent city. I'm Nikola with K, Nikola, and I come from Belgrade, Serbia, and I'm 29. I come often and go because I'm not European and I don't have legally right to stay here. So I enter country and I can stay for 3 months, and then I go outside to be outside 3 months, and then I can come back again.
My name is Julie Sage. I'm 41 years old. I was born in Paris. I spent 15 years abroad in Canada and in New York, and I just got back to Paris.
My name is Scott. I am 28 years old, and I am from California.
So my name is Cyril. I'm French. I'm 30, and I'm from Paris.
Having lived in the U.S., born and raised there for the past 28 years, I wanted to be able to explore a different lifestyle where I think it coincides with my interests. I think the one thing I love about living here is I do feel like people on average are more well-informed about what's happening around the world. There's this kind of concept of intellectualism when you think about having philosophical discussions in a cafe, and I love that kind of culture, whereas I feel like in the U.S., no offense to my fellow Americans, but it does get very tiring of talking about pop culture, the top 40 music, and reality television shows.
I love the diversity of the city. I love how you can see all the different races, all the different colors, all the different places. Everything here is so mixed, and I love it. I love that you can hear my own language in the metro, and the language of the Africa, and the language from, I don't know, America, whatever. And it makes me spread wings. I don't know how to explain it. It's really like flying. I'm a lone person. I'm not alone, but I'm a loner. I like to go around the city wandering and watching it. And I know it very well these days because I walked from like north to south to from the west to the east. So I don't know. I found love in this city in that way.
My first love was in Paris. We used to meet every Wednesday afternoons in the Luxembourg Garden. But because Paris is so beautiful as a city itself, you can project any type of emotion, feelings. It seems so beautiful. You feel an emotion. You feel a visual and an aesthetic emotion, which could go very well along with a sentimental experience, I believe. You remember. My current love story in Paris is not Parisian at all. I live with a man that I met in New York who is Irish and who adores Paris, but who is not Parisian. We decided to move back to Paris because it's a city we are both in love with, and this is something we wanted to share with our children, family. And I think it's a great thing to give and to share with your kids. I think it's fun to be a kid in Paris. It's cool.
So we actually met on a dating app.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's the typical way that people meet each other nowadays. Yeah. I think there's a certain type of romanticism that a lot of foreigners give to Paris when they think about the concept of the city of love. I do feel that there are certain aspects that do resonate with that. I think there is a culture here where I think people really do take their time to get to know each other, and so there's that romantic aspect that I see as the city of love. But of course, I think Paris, like any other big city, like New York or Los Angeles, for example, love is very complicated. When I first moved here, my main priorities were basically being able to learn the language, integrating myself into French society and learning the culture. And I think finding love wasn't my main priority. And it just so happened that just after a month of being here, I got very lucky and I met this guy, and I never would have thought that I would fall in love, because he's actually the first person I've ever fallen in love with, even though I've had several relationships. And it's quite unexpected, and I think maybe that is the charm of Paris. Maybe that's why they call it the city of love, because it's like, even if you're not looking for it, sometimes it just happens here and it clicks. Or I just got lucky.